So I sent in an email. I believe it was like March. It looks like the 18th, and I have a question regarding. Well, there's an issue that's occurring. I'm a national advocate, and I advocate primarily in New York State. And I was invited to speak at an event for my family's November 2019. It's called the Excellence Initiative out of New York State by Judge Di Fiore. And I spoke on behalf of families, and I exposed a judge that I wrote a book about named Judge Anthony McGinty. I'm telling you this because directly following, he retaliated against me and gave my son to his father. He's always been with me. I've always had sole custody. I have an immaculate background. I have an excellent family. He's raised in a proper home. And my son's father has a 15-page criminal record. This same judge did this to me in 2017, and that's why I wrote a book about him. He should have recused a long time ago and refused to. And when I picked up my son after the father mostly spent the 8 months that he had him in jail, it was the most horrible ordeal to go through. But this is what I fight every day in our country with families that are family court involved, because the whole entire court system is a disaster. So I went to pick up my son at the school in Kingston, New York, and there was this principal there. Her name is Deborah Fitzgerald. And my son had only been in that school. It was September 12th, 2017. So school's at September, I believe it starts on the 9th, if I'm not mistaken. So he was only there a couple days, and I have a video recording of her that went viral where she acted absolutely insane. And so now my son is back in that school system, and we're fighting this through the appellate court. But he gave him sole custody with all decision-making power, which is unbelievable. There's no words for how insane that is. And we've been fighting since October. So I've been trying to get the school academics and so on. I have letters from, I mean, my son went to a Montessori school. My son had tutors. I do the best for my child on my own. And now he's it's one of the lowest schools in the state of New York. It's below average. It's called Kingston Bailey Watson. And I'm a very hands-on mother, so whenever my child was in either public school or homeschooled or private school, all in the same, district, um, I had a very good rapport with his teachers and everyone, always. So now I had seem to have a good rapport with the school psychologist, Mr. Zito, Frank Zito, who my son has told repeatedly that he, wants to live back home. He's 13. I have a good relationship with the school assistant principal, Mr. Cameron, but this Deborah Fitzgerald jumped in, and I have an email from her where she's denying me. It literally took me from October till March to finally get the school records. I had to go through the superintendent. It was ridiculous. And I don't know what this woman's beef is or why she's so, it's almost like a fatal attraction while this principal, who has a horrible rating, mind you, um, why she has this thing for me. And she sent me an email that I will not be able to have any verbal, uh, what do you call that? Communication with the teachers. I can only do it through email. I'm almost thinking that she wants to run, which under FERPA, first of all, she said it's up to the father, which I know the law is inside and out. I am not an attorney, but I know the law is inside and out. I do my job very well as an advocate. So I have to converse with attorneys all the time, and I have to understand and comprehend the law, not just in my state, but in other states. So I said, under FERPA, first of all, FERPA doesn't acknowledge custody or non-custody. It acknowledges biological parents. I mean, I typed it right, I sent it right back to her, and that's when I wrote you. And secondly, she, I said, I also have, like, obviously, what do you call that? Child teacher conferences, which they're withholding. So I need to know what I can possibly do at this time. I'm dealing with a very corrupt court system, and to begin with. So, we have major issues in the state of New York. We have a governor that hasn't governed in years. I have victims. I have voluminous amounts of women and children who are victims of domestic violence in the state of New York that Governor Cuomo has completely ignored, for years. Not just, well, the other stuff you see on the news that he's doing. So we really have no place to turn in our state when it comes to the public schools or the governor or the attorney general or the judges. It's a disaster here. It really is. So I'm wondering what it
Mhm.
is you can do or whatever.
Yeah. You think you sent me an email?
I
When was it?
did.
You said?
Yeah, it looks like March 18th or March 16th, something around there.
Okay. And wait a second. Please tell me what your name again. What was your
Last,
name again, please?
sure. Last name is Amato. Amato.
Okay. All right. Just a second. Hold on, please.
No problem.
Okay. Listen. Is there any way you could resend that to me?
Yeah, absolutely. I can
Can't
do
seem to
that.
find it. Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Let me do that right now.
Now
Let
let
me
me
just.
tell you this. I'm not sure. Is it? Uh, so bottom line, what is it you need from us then? What what
Well,
sort of are you seeking?
I
What do you
want to
want
be
us
able
to do?
to report this principal first of all. Let me just find it so I can submit it to you, and then we can go from there. Oh, there it is. Okay. Um, FERPA FERPA at ed.gov, correct? That's the one that I sent it to.
Uh, yeah.
And then it looks
Yeah.
like,
Jim.Bradshaw at ed.gov.
all right, I'm going to forward you. Oh, Jim. Okay, hold on, because I don't. Okay, there's that one. Let me send you back the one. Well, that's what I sent you. It was very general. I didn't send the details that I just gave you now. It's obviously there's a lot of detail. That's why I tried to explain it and I tried to keep it as, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but I have it. It was
Um,
subject was FERPA violations, and then you sent me back this, which I'll forward you right now. Let's see how I do it. You basically said, "Hi, Francesca.
oh,
Sorry for
okay.
not getting
Okay.
back
Here we go.
sooner.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, we were wondering if you could provide
Yeah.
a bit
Okay.
more context to the situation." So, and that's the reason I did it this way because I didn't want to. I mean, it's too much to type, and my son and I have been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress from the damages that they've done to us. And then I don't know what, it's very alarming that we have this school principal that I don't know what her deal is. I don't, like I said, when I picked him up in 2017, it was a few days he was in that school. She acted like a lunatic, and I can send you that video. I have a video of that. My family and I were appalled. Um, what I've had to go through with this Judge Anthony McGinty is off the charts. And then there's a child attorney who my child finally fired, which we're waiting to see what's going to happen. We're waiting on a recusal of the judge. We're waiting on several appeals. I mean, it is just unbelievable. But I do this for a living. I protect families and their children from what's going on in our court system. Our court system is just it's there's no words for it. There's no accountability. I don't even understand how this is still running in the 21st century the way it is. Um, so, but it's very bizarre, her behavior. And then I could forward you even like where she said that she spoke to the school
Well, I guess.
attorney.
I guess. Yeah. Right. I guess the main thing I didn't know was if you can narrow down what it is you need from us.
Well,
I'm a little
she's
confused now.
withholding any communication with the school teachers so she can kind of control whatever's going on there. She's giving me these fake
Yeah.
narratives that the child is doing really well when the child is not doing well. I have overwhelming evidence from his therapist and these people I work with. So um, I don't know what this woman's deal is, but she has no legal right to withhold me speaking to his school teachers, parent teacher conferences. Um, why is she's giving me a narrative that's not true, and then she's um, uh,
Okay. So it sounds like that.
there's